Hey guys, this is Noire back again with another video. Today's video I'm just going to do a series that I did maybe 2 years ago, and that's talking about the fragrances that I am wearing or have worn during the month of Ramadan. Right now we're in the holy month of Ramadan, so in the Muslim Ummah they will split it up into thirds, so the first 10 nights, the second 10 nights, and the last 10 nights. So this video I'll just talk to you about the fragrances that I wore the first 10 nights of the month. So let's go ahead and get it going. Now, if you're not too familiar with the month of Ramadan, it is 30 days, 29 or 30 days of fasting, no eating or drinking from sun up to sundown. It also includes additional worship along with the normal worship that throughout the days. That's pretty much the gist of it. Any more information, Google is your best friend. But as far as the fragrances that I wore for the first 10 nights, this year I decided to just wear what I wanted to wear. Over time our taste changed. The first time that I did this series, I did wear a lot of Middle Eastern inspired fragrances, sort of in the mood. This year I just decided to wear what I felt like wearing, and this time I decided to wear things that I hadn't worn in a long time, or things that I wanted to get to know more. So let's go ahead and get it going. These 10 nights, looks like they're just mostly designers. The first one is from the house of Chanel. This is number 22 Parfum. Now I believe that they discontinued, at least for the time being, the 15 ml Parfum. So I'm glad that I got to pick up on a bunch of them prior to them being discontinued, even though they are quite expensive. Chanel number 22 was released in 1922. This Parfum only lists aldehydes and tuberose as the main notes. I'm sure there's other notes in it, but that's all that it lists. Maybe one of these days I'll do what I did with one of the other Chanels, which is to layer it with the Eau de Parfum or the Eau de Toilette, whichever one that I have. Right, number 2, I went with the House of Santa Maria Novella, and this one is called Melograno. So this is pomegranate, I believe, in Italian, because that's what it has in parentheses, but I don't get any pomegranate from this. This is more of like a floral aldehydic fragrance. This one was released in 1965. The notes on it are bergamot, orange, pomegranate, ylang ylang, rose, oak moss, and labdanum. So I believe this is supposed to be a cheaper scent. It does smell unique, quite different from like a Chanel number 22. In the opening you get some of that comparison with the aldehydes that are not listed, but it is very soapy, but it's nothing like number 22, even though separately you would think that they smell a lot more similar than they do, but they are quite different. But I don't get a lot of fruitiness from it, but I do get mostly like aldehydic floral. That's what I wore night number 2. Night number 3, I went with Chanel again. I went with the Boy. Boy only comes in Eau de Parfum. This one was released in 2016, I believe the same year that all of the previous fragrances were moved into Eau de Parfum concentrations. And this one is considered a aromatic fougere, so it has lavender in it. It's got pretty big lavender. It has grapefruit, lemon, geranium, white musk, heliotrope, oak moss, and tonka bean. This one is just a beautiful scent. It is this is what I said I like about Chanel's, is that they do the classics really well, but they do them in their own way. I can't think of another fragrance, even though I haven't smelled everything, that smells exactly like this. Even when you look through Fragrantica, which is what I'm doing right now, there isn't anything that is like a one-to-one. It's not like it's some other fougere that came out in the 70s or something. This is a remake of that. This is completely its own scent. Boy is great. This is going to be great in the spring and the summertime as well. Moving on. Day number 4, I went with a classic. This was my original signature scent before I got into fragrances, and I went with Kiehl's, and this is the Original Musk. Original Musk. This is still in production. I'd been wanting 100 ml of it. I saw on eBay, but it doesn't. 50 mls is cheaper than buying what the people want for 100 ml. But what I did with this one is I layered it with the Original Musk. They did have roller balls, and they also had the dripper, something like that, and that was one that I had. Before was Kiehl's Original Musk. Next one up is another Chanel. This is from their the normal men's line. This one is Pour Monsieur. I believe this one is not available for purchase in the US, just available outside of the US apparently, because it is available here. So this one is a old school cheaper fragrance, though it's not one of my favorites. It's very aromatic. This one was released in 1955, and Pour Monsieur has lemon, petitgrain, neroli, cardamom, oak moss, vetiver. Some of the notes. Not much to say about it. I've already gone through one bottle of it, but it's not a scent that for some reason has any type of like scent memory in my mind. So I'll see how it goes. That was day number 5. Day number 6, I finally got to wear one fragrance. I had been going into the mall checking to see if the fragrance would get cheaper and cheaper. This is from the house of Creed, and this one is Green Irish Tweed. This one, I mean, I do like Aventus. I've never owned it. I do have Aventus Cologne. It's probably my favorite from the house, but they had a 100 ml and a 50 ml on sale. I had been eyeing the 50 ml because I don't need more than that, and I just went on ahead and picked it up because it was on sale. So and I always was a fan of like cool water. So Green Irish Tree was released in 1985. This one is done by Pierre Bardin. I don't really mention perfumers too much, but this is a guy that has done some things for like French Malt that I like. And this one just has lemon verbena, iris, violet leaf, ambergris, and sandalwood. And it's just one of my favorite fragrances. I just really do like this one. So that's what I wore day number 6. Day number 7, I went with the house of Dior, and this one I wore Cologne Blanche. This is a very great spring and summer cologne style scent that is one of a kind. It is unique because of this almond note. So this one has sweet almond, orange, bergamot, rosemary, rose blossom, vanilla, and tonka bean. It was originally released in 2004. This is a re-released version when Francis Kirkjohn took over for the house. Still smells great to me. I don't know if I would have paid retail for it, but getting at a discount, I think it's one of the best. I can't wait to wear this in the warmer weather. I just think that it's a great scent. I believe it's a really good scent. Moving on. Day number 8, I went with the house of Guerlain. This time I did the first wearing of Angélique Noire, which I really enjoyed. I'm not very familiar with Angelica. So Angélique Noire was originally released in 2005 as Angelica, pear, pink pepper, jasmine, caraway, Angelica, vanilla, and vetiver. Very beautiful scent. It might move up in like one of my favorites in the art material line, but as of right now it's not. But it is nice enough for me to want to keep this 100 ml in my collection. I'm pleasantly surprised on that one. So let's keep it moving. It kind of started with the Kiehls, but I actually went crazy starting on this day. Day number 9, I went with Jersey from Chanel, but I layered the Parfum concentration with the Eau de Parfum. I've never tried the Eau de Toilette, and this one is great. This is a lavender scent. It's not a scent with lavender in it, but it's a very, very beautiful, sweet lavender scent. I'll give you the notes on the Eau de Parfum. It was released in 2016. This one has lavender, musk, tonka bean, vanilla, wildflowers, grass, rose, and jasmine as some of the notes. Again, it's like you get the jasmine with the tonka bean and the vanilla. It does have that in it, and then there is no note change between the two, but I was really enjoying layering these. It gave me a little bit more projection and longevity on it, and I really do like Jersey. And day number 10 is when I went all out. This is when I wore Coromandel, but instead of layering just the Parfum with the Eau de Parfum, which I have, I first put on the Coromandel oil. These were released, I believe, last year. So this is new in my collection. So I layered the oil first. Then I put on the Eau de Parfum. So these two together. And then I just topped it off with the Parfum. So I wore all 3 of these, and on this day, you know, I never get compliments on my fragrances really, but on this day I had a couple people asking me what I wore. So you know, if you're not here in the Middle East, if you're not loud, people aren't smelling you, they're going to say anything. But I did get a couple of unsolicited compliments from my colleagues at work, so it seemed to work well. Coromandel was not one that I initially was on my radar because it's considered a patchouli scent, and I'm not a big fan of patchouli. But this one I really like a lot because it does more than just have patchouli in it. Even the main accord says amber, but I'll just give you the notes of the parfum. Parfum says it has bitter orange, citruses, neroli, patchouli, orris root, benzoin, frankincense, and labdanum. And again, this was a great way to end the first 10 nights. So that's what I wore the first 10 nights of Ramadan. I'll try to come back with another video after the second 10 nights have ended and see what I wore during that time. I just try to keep up logging what I've been wearing. If you do celebrate Ramadan, do you wear fragrances when you go out to pray at night? Are you very particular about it? Please let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.